So we all work in different areas, but we all contribute to science in our company, because no matter what we do, even if you don't have to work in a lab to be a scientist, you don't have to work out in the field to be a scientist. You can do a lot of different things to work for a company like Bayer. And so today we want to show you how much fun science it is. If you don't like science, I think you're going to change your mind after today, because we're going to have a lot of fun. We have some really cool stuff that we're going to do with you guys. It's important to safety first, so that's why we gave you the safety glasses. So if you don't wear glasses, you should wear them while we're doing the experiments, especially when we do the last one, because that's the one that could cause problems if you're not wearing your glasses. So you can put the lab coats on if you want. That way you keep your clothes clean, because some of them might get a little messy. So why don't you go ahead and put those on, and then we'll start setting up for the first thing that we're going to do.
It's soft, you guys.
They're a little big.
Yeah, I think I'm getting it. Is this you? No. They are big. Daddy, look at you. They're big. Oh my God. Oh my God, look at this. So I connect the buttons together. They wish me one.
Gary, can you just put it on?
Oh, I forgot that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure these are any kid sizes. So that it's all small sizes.
You're done, sit down, please.
All right. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do with you guys is a chromatography. Chromatography experiment, okay? So we're going to hand out, this is filter paper. So do you know if anyone's parents drink coffee? Anyone's parents drink coffee?
Miss T does.
So nowadays we have the little cups and you just put the cup in the machine and it makes your coffee. But back in the old days when I was a kid, we had a coffee machine where you had to put a filter in there, and then you put the coffee grinds in there, and then it filters out all of the coffee grinds, and you have nice yummy coffee in your pot.
My dad used to have to put them everywhere.
Yeah, no one really uses them anymore. So. But it's the same thing. The filter paper that you use to filter the coffee is the same thing as these. We just get the flat sheets so we can do some cool stuff with them. So we can use all of these. And then we're going to give you guys, just one. Just one. Okay. And then we have markers. So does anyone know what the primary colors are?
Red, blue, and yellow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Those are our primary colors. So if you try to do this experiment with red, blue, or yellow, it's not going to work. Because what we're going to do is we're going to use colors that have a lot of different colors in them. So we have purple. What colors make up purple? Yes.
Red and blue.
Yes. So if you use a purple marker, you might see some red and blue later on once we do what we're going to do. But if you use a brown or a black marker, you might get a lot of different colors, especially with the black, because a lot of different colors go into making black. So we're going to see what happens when we use the markers. You guys have the table, so we'll have it black, but. So take some markers. You're going to share them. Just so what you're going to do. We have another. You're going to share the markers. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take the markers and you're just going to scribble. You don't have to draw any designs, and you don't want to do too much craziness, but you want to make sure you get the edges too of your filter paper. Okay, so just color on it, just scribble. You can use a couple different colors if you want, but just share the markers with your friends.
I think this is black.
Okay.
Oh, you're done? Okay.
So if you're done with your markers, share with your friends.
I'm done.
So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of water, not too much, just a little bit of water. And what is going to happen is the water, it acts as a solvent, which is something that helps to separate things. And a lot of times when we make the drugs at our company, we do stuff like this, but not exactly. It's the same concept. We'll test a drug to make sure that everything in it is what's supposed to be in it. And so they do a map of the drugs to see what's actually in the product. And so we're going to kind of do that here because we're going to separate the colors on our paper. And it's the same term that we use, chromatography, with the drugs and with what we're doing today. So the water acts as a solvent. It's going to separate the colors, and then you're going to get to see all the colors on your filter paper. And you can't do this with regular paper. You have to use filter paper because it has a special consistency to it. There's kind of little, can't really see them, but it's a little bit more. There's some more holes in there, and it allows the color to absorb into the paper. So you don't want to use too much water because then it'll be completely soaked.
Wow.
And I didn't use the best color to show this, but because the brown and the black definitely work a little bit better. But you can see it's starting. You can see it's kind of. You can see a little bit of the red coming out.
Don't use all of it though.
Kind of looks pink, but the blue should start coming out soon.
Put in the water and then watch out.
So you can just use a little bit of water, not too much, because then it'll be too wet.
Let's wait until those guys are done. Oh. It's like tie-dye. He's just spreading it. Look at the pattern. Cool.
Remember, it separates the colors.
I might need a towel.
It was already cut.
It's just
Oh, it comes off quickly.
a little bit more water on yours. We're going to use them again in a little bit, but then after that.
Ooh, I want to do now.
Do a little bit more water.
Look at it. That's blue.
Yeah, it should be pink. It kind of looks pinkish, but it's really red. It's kind of red. Here and over here.
It looks like a flower.
Good.
Looks good.
All right.
Oh, my desk got dirty.
And no one's is really soaked, you can actually do the next step, I think, now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make something out of this. We're going to take it and we're going to fold it like a fan. You know how fans are folded?
Yeah.
Where you go one way and then the other way. We can help you too. So you go one way and then the other way. Yep. And then go back on the other side. Yep, like that. So it kind of comes out like this. Good, yep, exactly like that.
Wow. Thank you. I had to dry.
That's perfect, yep.
I'm gonna do this
Now what you're gonna do, you can either make a butterfly or a bow tie with your doohickey.
You gotta hold it in the middle and then just spread the
So
sides.
to make a butterfly, you put it in the middle, and you have to kind of stick it on the edge instead of the center. And then you take it to the top, and then you just twist it a little bit. So you have the antennas. Pull that out a little bit. And then you just separate the paper.
Oh.
And we have a butterfly. If you want a bow tie, you can just kind of do it the opposite way, and then you could stick it on your shirt and wear it like a bow tie. So you could just do this.
What's yours, a butterfly or bow tie?
Hey, look at mine.
That's good. Yeah.
This is so fun. I did butterfly.
I need help making the boat. I can't.
Here's my butterfly. Yeah, I know. Ladies do that before.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies just didn't my bullshit.
I'm a grown man now.
I'm supposed to be. I'll put this in my pocket. I'm so dry.
Very nice.
Ow! I don't know how to do this.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
What does
Good,
it
right?
do?
You can do it either way.
I'll do it like this. Because it's like, this is so pretty. It looks like a bow tie board.
We're going to use them again a little bit, but then you can keep it, okay? Okay, I'm going to collect the markers and then we're going to start the next thing, okay?
All right, how many people have planted seeds before? What do you know about planting seeds?
They need sun and water. Look at my water.
And what else?
They need air.
They need air. What else?
They need space.
They need
Space.
space. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to test some of these theories. We're going to plant some seeds. Okay. But we're not going to plant them in soil. We're just going to keep them wet. So we're going to give them water. And then what we're going to do is we're going to let you keep them, and we're going to take some and put them under a bag so they get no light. And then we're going to get some, and we're going to put them by the windowsill, and you're going to see if it grows. So we're going to test your theory, and that's what science is about. It's about testing theories. You know, will it work better this way or this way? And then you're going to let us know. Matthew will call me and tell me whether it worked, and tell me, were the seeds able to grow without the sunlight? Do you think they'll be able to grow?
Yeah, they will.
How many people think the seeds will be able to grow without sunlight? How many say they absolutely need sunlight to grow? All right. Well, there's your theory. There's your theory. We'll find out in a couple weeks when the seeds grow. So we're going to get the stuff together, and we're going to plant some seeds today. We have 3 different types of seeds. Looks like we have some beans, we have some peas, and we have. What kind of seeds these are?
I hope
These are the mystery
grow.
seeds.
There's alfalfa, peas, sunflower.
We have sunflowers, alfalfa.
Sunflower, sunflower.
All right, there's enough seeds that everybody can pick whatever seeds they want. Even if you want to put a couple different ones in different cups.
What flowers do they choose?
These are sunflowers. These are alfalfa, which is a grass. These are beans, and these are peas. So you get pea flowers.
I want to do sun. I want to do a sun.
So we have
I like sunflowers. I can eat sunflowers. I want.
Okay.
My picture's gonna get cooked. I want to eat
My picture's gonna get took
I think I'm having a salad.
My picture's gonna get took
I want to share a little story about a seed that I have. Okay, you see the size of the seeds? They're kind of small, right?
But they turn really big.
But they do turn really big. Now I have with me a seed I called manguel. I was eating a mango, and inside the mango was a seed that started to sprout. So I decided that I was going to plant manguel, and I'm going to show you how big a seed he is. And I'm also going to show you that he's already started to get roots. So if you guys want to come around here, I'm going to put in this bucket because it's going to get dirty. And this is a mango seed.
Oh wow! Wow, that's huge.
So now if you go home and you have a mango, you can get the mango seed. And you can see here, I'll take some of the dirt off. You can see how it's starting to sprout the roots.
Whoa!
See that root coming out?
Yeah. No. I love mango. Oh.
Well, when I have a full tree, I'm coming back and I'm bringing mango. So, now, anything that you get, you know, yeah, I like the name manguel. Just about any seed wants to live. It wants to grow. You could take a mango seed like I did, or even if you wanted to take an avocado seed. I had a tree that was like 3 feet tall from an avocado seed. So today we're going to, try to grow our own, and then maybe when they start growing, you can even take, especially the sunflowers, maybe plant them in your garden at home when it gets nice and warm out. So now most of the seed, I'll bring them back out. The part that's a seed is really actually very small, just like those other little seeds.
That's true.
But a lot of what this is the nutrients that the plant needs to start growing. So the bigger the seed, the more nutrients it has to get started. So even those little small seeds, it only needs a little tiny. But we're going to get together, we're going to plant, we got cups on your tables, you can guys go back to your tables, and we're going to plant some seeds now.
That's like wool. You like stuff like on side. How old are you?
It's not both fruits, but it's more flesh and both.
Damon's younger than you.
I got the
So this is going to be a little home
Oh,
for
what if
you.
it was filled with water and we all just were filling it and like shooting it at each other? What if it was that's where you.
And then I will come
What
back.
about that you want? Oh, that would be terrible. She's
This is
Georgia. Why do you
Make it too small. It's kind
all
of
right, well, what was one of the things you said the seeds needed? Hint, hint, hint. All right, so we're going to put some water in your cups because the seeds definitely need water. So we're going to put enough to keep the seeds wet. So, I'm going to go around, and again, I have 4 different types of seeds. If you want to do a couple of each, you don't have to put 100 seeds in. That's not going to help your chances. So I'm going to come around desk to desk. We should be able to have 1 of each seed, and then as many of these little seeds that you want. So, what kind do you want?
Did I get some water in my cup? Hey, I didn't wait, is this going to be all wet? How is you got water without soil? This is sunflower. And it has too much water, it's not going to
All right, so go ahead. If you have water in your cup, you can tuck it in and tuck it in nice and cozy.
Sing a song.
I'm not.
Yeah, put it in.
I'll sing for the water that's bottom. Oh, the water that's bottom. We also talk about
Yeah, whatever you want. Of these types, yeah, only because we don't have enough.
One of everything.
Are we gonna put it in right now?
I think so, but why don't you wait till
Oh, wow, I see it.
I trust the scientist more than me.
What's this?
I know.
Let me
I have no idea.
This is a PI now. Let me look. This is a no. This is a Tyler, can I use a magnifying glass?
Anybody want alfalfa crust?
One in. I put
Alfalfa crust?
What?
Want alfalfa crust?
What?
No alfalfa, okay.
I
I have the alfalfa.
Drop it in
In the beginning, I said, what does the plant need? And some of you said that it needed sun.
Don't do it.
And I said our experiment was to see whether you needed sun for the seeds to grow, or whether the seeds had enough nutrients that they could grow before they needed the sun. So I have that. I need some volunteers. Who wants to be the no? All right, I need half the people to give the sun and half the people no sun. Aiden, I think you said there was no sun, so you could be no sun. That's my work.
I gotta see it. What?
That was good.
I would say that if I was doing it, I would take a bag. And everybody has had cuts, I'm sure, right?
Yes.
Mom gets out the brown bottle, hydrogen peroxide in it. So that's all we're starting with in here.
This is what hydrogen peroxide looks like. There are two hydrogens and two
Sit
oxygens.
on your bottom.
I use it at least.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to project.
For us.
Go ahead, Kim. I'll let you go. I won't get over chemistry.
Lucia, kneel down. You have
That
to
wasn't
kneel
used to
down.
This many kids like
It's fine.
So yeast.
Yeah, my mom.
Everybody know? Do you know what she uses it for?
To make bread.
Perfect.
Two oxygen.
So yeast is alive.
Next one, that's hydrogen peroxide. And we're gonna have
And what I'm gonna do
what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a reaction. We'll break it down into water
is
and then oxygen.
take these
The oxygen
scissors.
that we breathe. So So let's focus here, and I'll explain a little more later as the reactions happen.
And not make a mess. And this is just regular water. And what I'm doing is proofing the yeast. So right now, they're dry. So I said they're alive. They're sleeping. When you wet them and you get them going, this is called proofing your yeast. And this kind of wakes them up. Like if you were sleeping and if somebody dunked you in a big pool of water, you'd wake up, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing to the yeast. So we want to make sure that they're nice and excited, because what's going to happen is when we pour this in after, they are going to get very, very excited and start doing some chemical conversions and make a bunch of oxygen, which is going to be what ultimately is the reaction that you're going to see to make the elephant's toothpaste. Okay, so now we need to pick a color. So we're going to do this by show of hands.
Hasn't asked the color yet, so hands shouldn't be
Blue's
up.
gonna win.
Yeah, blue's gonna win. I'm green.
We have blue and we have green. Blues first, show of hands. Greens. I think the blues have it, right? It's still going to be cool, I promise.
Yes, blues win. Blues always
And if it
win.
spills over, it'll not charge you.
Remember for me to send everything's for you for peer review.
So, and this is just,
Yeah.
this isn't related to the chemistry of anything. This is just to make it look cooler. So we're going to just, is that enough?
Yeah. More.
I don't think so either.
Do the whole thing. It needs to spread the whole
She can't do the whole
Was
thing.
this year we tested the colors in the water and warm water?
Yeah.
That one.
All my years are going together.
Yeah, that was hot.
We're going to
Should we
get
have them
that
feel the bottle?
super blue.
Super
Yeah.
Imagine what green would look like.
Yeah.
I usually do that after
Yeah,
the soap.
blue always
So now,
She said after.
that's okay. No, soap doesn't do anything yet. So if you feel the bottle, everybody wants to just,
Is that hot, cold, medium?
Cold.
Sit on your bottom back.
And red's hot. It's medium. It's not cold.
Well, even the color won't matter.
Medium.
It's what we associate with cold and hot.
It's cold.
It's cold.
go, good?
Medium. Yeah, kind of like
Yeah, it's all right, right? Just whatever the temperature.
Blue water.
My hand smells like. Can you eat and drink that?
No.
No, that's
You made your
toxic.
point.
That's hydrogen
Back up.
peroxide. You cannot drink that.
It's only used for healing.
Now, just so
Damon
we're
had
not
it.
I used.
pulling a fast one. you
What
can feel
happened to the
yeast.
cap?
It's soap.
It got a little scrunchy. So this is just, everybody I'm sure helps with dishes at home, right?
Right? Right?
No!
Sometimes. I do. I help.
We're just going to put a little bit of this in the bottle.
Now, like Ms. Kim said, what we're going to do is we're going to take the hydrogen peroxide and it's going to break down to water and oxygen. Now, what is oxygen? You know what is oxygen?
Stuff we breathe.
You
It
breathe.
doesn't
So
smell
it's,
bad at all.
it's air, right? It's a gas. So how do we know if we made oxygen? Unless we capture it. So we put the soap in there is going to make bubbles and capture the oxygen for us.
So we can see it.
So we can see it.
Can I have a quick volunteer? I'm going to pick you because you're close. Can you just tell everybody
close.
temperature, what that feels like?
Medium.
And you want to give a second opinion? Temperature? Okay.
So we all agree that these are either cold or medium, the two things that we have.
Now I'm going to ask everybody to please back up a little
Everybody
bit.
have their goggles on? This
No
is
one
a
touches the
Got their
table.
goggles
definite
on.
No one
situation.
touches the table.
Guys, she said you need back.
They're okay.
So we're supposed to have a funnel, but we don't. So I can't promise that this is not going to be messy, but that's the fun of science, is experimentation.
And it's messy.
Can you put
This
your
room is
goggles on, please?
No stranger to messes.
Thank you. Ready? Can I get a countdown from 5?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Can you just feel that foam real quick?
Now, feel,
And what temperature is this? Oh, you're asking for handfuls.
Not a handful, a finger. Put a finger in.
Yeah.
One finger.
I didn't feel it.
Call Larry.
It doesn't feel hot.
That's why we pass a cup around.
Now your finger.
I'm a newbie. I don't know.
It's hot when you put more in.
Guys, I asked you like a finger or two.
I did.
Thank you, Matthew.
I should
No.
Should not
Yeah.
have
Do you want to go?
Oh my gosh.
I knew.
So what happened? I thought it was cold. What happened?
It's hot?
It
How did it
doesn't
get hot?
feel like anything.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's not even hot.
Maybe it was the yeast. Too bad
Maybe it was the yeast. Anybody else have a guess?
Oh.
What?
The yeast woke up.
Now the yeast played as a catalyst. They're the ones that like triggered the reaction. What had actually happened is
Guys, the important part behind science is what happened. So listen, it's cool, but find out why.
so what happened was that the yeast did not cause it to get hot, but it caused the reaction. And the reaction was the breaking of the bonds between the oxygen molecules to make it go from hydrogen peroxide to water.
Ben, you're being
So
rude.
when that happened, energy was released. So what is energy? It's either heat or light. In this case, it was heat. And what we call, that is called an exothermic reaction because the heat is exiting, like exiting exothermic, or like with a bug, they got an exoskeleton. So if it goes in, it's endo. If it goes out like this, it's an exothermic reaction. Can you say that?
Exothermic reaction.
Oh, I love science.
So do I. Me too. It actually just curled up.
Are you guys ready for my favorite experiment?
Yes.
You've done a lot of experiments, so this one must be really cool. If it's her favorite.
This one's my favorite.
Yes. I don't care. If it's better than the other one.
So what happens, does anybody know what happens when you put Alka-Seltzer into water? Has anybody seen it at home or used it before?
No.
So what it does is when you, do you know? So when you put it in water, there used to be an old commercial pop pop fizz
I was
fizz
just thinking that.
because it makes, it carbonates and it makes the water bubble. So it's effervescent. So what we're going to do is we're going to harness that bubbly motion of the water, and we're going to try to launch a rocket with it.
I know. How long does it take to make it?
So what we're going to do, my launch pad. No, they have it. So we're going to practice this a couple of times before we start launching to make sure that everybody's got it.
Are we each going to make our own?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
They safety goggles always on when you're doing this. If something is taking a really long time and it's not launching, please do not pick it up. Raise your hand. Somebody will come and see what's going on with it. Because we don't want you to turn it and then it launches and it hits somebody in the face and then it's not a fun day for people. You get to keep them when you're done. The very important part of this is not too much water because it's going to take forever to launch. And when you close it, you want to really hear the click. And then you're going to turn it over. So I'm going to do one now.
Joshua.
You guys hear one tablet?
See,
No, it's not.
Oh, I just have another
yeah.
piece of a tablet.
So I like to do about 2, but you can experiment. Close it tight. Put it on your launch pad.
Double check your goggles on.
Step back. Goggles on.
10, 9,
Yeah,
8,
7,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright. Command control.
It was not scary.
Yes. So we're gonna hand them out without the.
It's gonna be like a volcano where all the pop up.
We're gonna hand them out first. I'm not going to give you rocket fuel yet
Can I put my rocket
because I want everybody to just try and make that clicking sound with it a couple times.
Practice.
Okay?
The tighter it is, the higher your rocket's going to go. So make sure you get that click.
Oh God. Ready for the...
Don't do that.
When I was trying to take the cap off, I almost took it. I want to put the cap on.
Hold on, in a minute.
It's like black. It's going to be like a volcano. Black balloon. These rockets are black. That is
Is everybody prepared?
No.
Everybody make a clicking sound with it.
Yeah. No. Get it back open. What if someone put two there? I can't get it back out. Oh, it's okay. And I help this back out.
You have water and Alka-Seltzer in there.
Oh my gosh, that's scary.
You know what happened?
Come on, baby. Can I do mine now? Can I do mine
Just wait.
You guys have guts, probably. There's a studio. Mia, watch out before drugs pop. I told you to put lots of water. It didn't listen to me. Boom! Second time it popped.
You want me to diffuse that one too?
Watch out.